Hi, I'm Molly.
And I'm Jamie, and this is our From the Pasture with Hired Hand podcast. As the owners of Hired Hand website software, we've been developing websites and creating internet marketing strategies for livestock breeders for the past 10 years.
The majority of our customers are involved in the breeding of registered animals, such as Texas Longhorns, Highland cattle, horses, and white-tailed deer, where the pedigrees are very important. The From the Pasture with Hired Hand podcast examines many of the differences in raising pedigreed livestock for maximum profit. Join us and learn what we're covering today.
On today's podcast, we're going to be recapping last weekend's Texoma Spring Classic sale that happened April 27th in Duncan, Oklahoma, as well as the Battle on the Prairie Futurity results. So Jamie, you were there this weekend, and I know there was a little bit of bad weather, but aside from that, how did everything go?
I think everything flowed really smoothly. It started on Friday. The source was there and they had their contest with the kids. And then, of course, the Futurity was on Friday, which I think everyone always enjoys a Futurity. They also had some vendors there so people could go shopping or sample some beer. And they also had wine there available as well. And they also had some seminars on Friday and then on Saturday as well before the sale. And the sale kicked off on Saturday afternoon before all the storms hit. So it was nice to get the sale done before all the weather passed through.
Well, and we should give a special thanks to Ryan and Devin Culpepper and The Source for including us in the graphic design contest. I think you had fun judging that, right?
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun to see all the designs from the different kids and the age range that participated. I think it went up to 21 years old. So it was fun to see all of it.
So should we hop into the data here?
Yeah, let's jump in.
All right. So for the Texoma Spring Classic, there were 82 lots in the sale. The unofficial total was $202,550, while the unofficial average was $2,813. The internet-only average for Hired Hand Live was $2,353.
With this being the seventh sale of 2024 to be included in our Hired Hand Live Trends and Averages series, the 2024 annual average to date is $4,397, while the internet-only average is $4,275.
There were 11,628 total views of consignments online and 112 registered internet bidders through Hired Hand Live.
The most viewed animal before the sale was Lot 74, PCC Dark Ace, who was consigned by Pace Cattle Company, and she had 280 views.
And by the end of the sale, the most viewed animal was lot number 33, LL Lily, consigned by M7 Longhorns, and she ended the weekend with 359 unique views.
Well, Molly, should we jump into the top sellers and buyers?
Yeah, let's go over the in-person ones first. I'll kick us off here with the fifth highest seller lot overall for an in-person buyer, and that was lot number 47, BL Trashy Tough, consigned by Glendenning Farms, and she sold for $6,300 to Superior Longhorns Austin Roar.
The fourth highest selling lot overall was Lot 1, the 50/50 BCB Seaman lot, which was consigned by Rockin' H Longhorns and sold for $6,600 to Diamond B Ranch.
The third highest selling lot to an in-person buyer was lot number 6, HL Mimosa Morning, consigned by Hudson Longhorns, and she sold for $7,300 to Double S Ranch.
And coming in at number 2 was lot 43, BL Curly Bird, consigned by Loomis Ranch, and she sold for $9,500 to Cellarland and Longhorns.
And topping out the sale for the in-person sellers and buyers was lot number 32, KDK Valiance Miranda, consigned by Diamond B Longhorns, and she sold for $20,000 to Bob and Pam Loomis of Loomis Ranch.
Now let's go over the top 5 online sellers and buyers.
The fifth highest selling lot online was lot number 44, Real Ozawe EOT 9E3. She was consigned by DCT Cattle and sold for $3,300 to Dean Whitlock.
Number 4 was lot 7, DB Novas Amelia, consigned by Diamond B Longhorns, who sold for $3,400 to Robert Floyd.
The third highest seller on Hired Hand Live was lot number 27, MN Rebels Remy, consigned by Hickory Creek Ranch, Nowell's Longhorns. She sold for $4,700 to Clay Clarkson.
Coming in at number 2 is lot 49, Pacific Lila, consigned by Bull Creek Longhorns. She sold for $5,700 to Marcus Cartwright.
And the top seller on Hired Hand Live, we've already mentioned once in this podcast, she was the most viewed animal by the end of the sale. Lot number 33, LL Lily, consigned by M7 Longhorns, and she sold for $8,000 to Mike Davis. So thank you to all of our online bidders, buyers, and watchers. We really appreciate you.
Let's go over a few other internet influence stats. There was $75,300 value added through internet bidding, with 316 online bids and a total of 32 lots sold online to 19 different online buyers. And we should mention too that at the end of the sale, there was an award given to the volume buyer of the sale, and that happened to be an internet buyer, and it was Marcus Cartwright.
Now let's go over the Futurity results from the weekend. So this Futurity was participating in the NLFR. So not only do we have an updated list of the top 5 heifers overall in that Futurity race to date, but we'll also go over the Futurity class winners from the weekend. Jamie, should we start off with going over the Futurity class winners for the weekend?
Yeah, I'll start it with class 1. So the winner of class 1 was SF Lacey K, owned by Austin and Savannah Roar, and she had 223 points.
The class 2 winner was River Forks She's a Dandy, owned by Terry and Tammy King, and she came out with 228 points.
Class 3 winner was BL Maddie 312, owned by Bob and Pam Loomis, and she has 226.75 points.
The class 4 winner was SLL Hot Example, owned by Siller Longhorns, and she came in with 226.5 points.
Class 5 winner was OL Segale, owned by John Oliver, with 227.5 points.
Special thanks to John for giving us a name that was really hard to read on this Monday morning. The class 6 winner was Tickled Pink, owned by Jimmy Jones, and she had 227.75 points.
Class 7 winner was 4C Sweet Cherry Pie, owned by Cold Copper Ranch, and she had 228.75 points.
The Class 8 winner was Don't Stop Miss Tough, owned by McIntyre Farms, with 230 points.
The Class 9 winner was DBL K Winnin' Twice, owned by Kathy Palladini, with 228.75 points.
The Class 10 winner received 227.25 points. Her name is River Forks Suga Booga, and she's owned by Terry and Tammy King.
Class 11 was won by Betty Zane, 10/9, owned by G3 Ranch, and she had 228.75 points.
And so the high point heifer of the Futurity was Don't Stop Miss Tough, owned by McIntyre Farms, with 230 points.
So now should we go over the top 5 heifers for the NLFR?
Let's do it. I'll kick us off here with the 5th highest, Horseshoe J Tickled Pink, owned by Jimmy Jones, and she has a total of 686.75 points.
Coming in at number 4 is 50 Grand BCC, owned by Natalie and John Cheney, and she has 687.5 points.
The 3rd highest point heifer after this weekend is BCR Josie 271, owned by RTG Ranch, and she has 893.75 total points.
Coming in at number 2 is River Forks Gypsy Rose, owned by Travis Johnson, with 899 points.
And the top heifer of the Futurity race right now has 902.25 points total. She's owned by Terry and Tammy King, and her name is River Forks Dixie Diva.
So that rounds out the Battle on the Prairie Futurity, and also the Texas sale we'll be attending is this weekend, the Glendenning Fiesta sale on May 3rd and 4th in Salina, Texas.